After doing a couple of searches, this is a patent search. This is patent number 32396660, and it belongs to NASA. And it's right here. I'll leave a link to this PDF file. It's a star. NASA owned patent for a star. This is in 1971, and it goes back even further than that. In accordance with the procedures contained in the Code GP to Code USI memorandum on this subject dated June 8, 1970, the attached NASA-owned U.S. patent is being forwarded for abstracting an announcement in NASA STAR. Corporate source, Bausch Lomb. NASA patent case number HQN-10781. Gail Parker. And this is the numbering right here. This is crazy. Now things are starting to make a little bit more sense. When I was a kid, I mean, remember, 48, I was born in 67. When I was a kid, the sun was out every day. Once in a while, it was cloudy out. Now, living in Boston is like living in London. It's gray out every day. If the sun does happen to make a debut, they smoke it by the very end of the day. Look at this shit. This is for real. You know, all the videos of people getting with two suns and Nibiru and this and that. I don't know. I'm putting this out here for your comments. If you want to talk shit, feel free, but you're not helping anybody. So this is crazy. And I know the flat earth guys are going to jump all over it. Just look at it. Look at it for what it is. Okay, I'll leave a link for this.
Clear as a bell. I mean, there's one little line right there. Let's take a look over here where the sunset is. Look at that. They are blocking out the sunset every single day, and this has been going on for years. And you have people over here actually taking pictures. Look at the beautiful sunset. Look at this stuff. What is that right over Boston?
Now, if you recall, when NASA launched that lithium up into the sky, they said it was going to reflect red, blah, blah, blah. At the end of the day, when the sun is past the horizon or it's moved out of sight, whatever you want to call it, global, spherical, ball earth, flat earth, I don't care. When it moves off, the sky stays glowing red. And I think I even mentioned that. It looks like the horizon now looks like the atmosphere of Mars.
Reddish color. Looks like the atmosphere of Mars.
That's kind of odd, huh?
So that gives a little credence to Anthony Patch's and several other very smart fellows' thoughts that they're actually terraforming the air for another species that's not us. Which would explain why all the robots and CERN has literally made themselves a back door. I don't know. Look at that. Clear.
You can see here pretty clearly that that is not round. That is some sort of a hexagon or a cube or a black hole sun. Have they taken the sun out of the sky? How crazy does that sound? Look at that. Look at the local lighting on the clouds. If that sun's 93 million miles away and the size that they claim it is, it wouldn't be lighting up just this small area of the clouds. This stuff is showing up absolutely everywhere. Everywhere. And I understand that there's plenty of hoaxes out there, but there's plenty that aren't. I am almost positive I have seen this exact setup in the sky where I was watching the sun, and it also appeared that below and away from it, just like in this video right here, there was an additional sun. That sphere right there is not causing that light down there, and that is not a reflection. There it is. That's it. Nibiru, all these other things, I don't know about that. Now they're claiming they found a 9th planet in our orbit. Caltech did. You know what I'm saying? This is just a bunch of ramblings, people, but let me get your input on this because there is a lot of shit going on. Every single day they block out the sun, at sunset specifically, if not all day.
I have ever seen it. Look at the squares in the sky. The grid pattern is just unbelievable. Look at this stuff. everyone just sits back and takes pictures of it. It's so beautiful. Look at the sunset.
Now this video is on a separate day. I can do this every single day. If the sun's out, by the time the end of the day comes, the sun's going to be completely obscured, just like it is. And the grid pattern is just ridiculous. They do tic-tac-toes, everything. And I mean, as you can see, I live on the ocean. So I have a really good east to west view, pretty much unobstructed, and I'm at sea level exactly. So if anybody out there needs any testing done with astronomical binoculars, telescopes, the horizon, and the ocean, let me know, because I can definitely do it. It's easy enough. I have my theories on the flat Earth versus the global Earth. But again, it doesn't apply right now. This is a big deal, and it doesn't get enough play. Every single one of us is subject to this stuff. We're breathing it in. You know what I'm saying? It's blocking out the sun. We're not getting vitamin D. And the fact that they've had patents around since I've been born on how to make an artificial sun, oh my. And it all belongs to NASA, and they call it a star. And now Russia's coming out. I mean, it just popped up the other day that Russia's coming out with this. They're going to try to build a star on their own. So,
called the Mayak, or Beacon Project, Russian engineers are hoping to launch a satellite that will become the brightest object in our skies, apart from the sun, thanks to a giant reflective sheet of material. The launch is scheduled for the summer, and is expected to be taken up in a Soyuz 2 rocket, with help from Roscosmos, the Russian space agency. The team is planning to place the spacecraft in a sun-synchronous orbit 370 miles above the ground. This means it will always be in the path of sunlight, so will always be shining at different locations on Earth as it rotates. The satellite itself won't serve a particular purpose, other than to prove what can be possible in the field.
I just find it really odd that all year, for the entirety of 2016, everybody has been arguing about some psyop or another. Meanwhile, this stuff is all really happening and it affects all of us directly. Whether we're on a globe or a flat plane, it doesn't matter. Our sun is being blocked out. There's zillions of pictures and video of two suns or whatever they are in the sky. And for time immemorial, everyone has been worshiping the sun. And now we find out there's patents that have been around for 50 years to build an artificial sun. Bausch Lomb and NASA working together. You know what I mean? I saw a video this morning where people are actually worried about something on Ted Cruz's lip. Who cares? That's all a distraction. Even if our votes did somehow get counted by someone who cared what we thought, Electoral College, it doesn't matter. It's a distraction. Burns, Oregon, it's a distraction. Green screen or not, I saw that video with Herbert Walker Bush being rolled through. That was not a green screen whatsoever. That's used for measurements and such at NASA's control center for the space station or whatever. But it's not the point. Stuff like this matters. We need the sun to live. Period. That's a fact. The stuff they're spraying in the sky every single solitary day, we're breathing that in. That's a fact. Is it changing our DNA? Could be. They've got technology to do that, nanoparticle stuff like that. The fact that a supercomputer runs Google, runs NASA, runs CERN, runs ITER, those are things we should be worrying about.
All right, guys, Car Racer here. Got to thank Angela there on Twitter for sending me this, some pretty crazy information here. Illuminators, optical reflection, space environment, simulation, sunlight, reflectors, virtual property. I want to remind you of this article here that come out of the Daily Mail. Russian beacon satellites set up to light up the night sky. Artificial star would reflect sunlight to illuminate parts of the Earth. It will be launched from a Soyuz 2 rocket, and it's made of a reflective thin polymer film 20 times thinner than human hair. If you remember some of them videos I did back on the nanofiber, the invisibility cloaking fiber, that's pretty much what this is. So the National Aeronautics and Space Administration Memorandum, it's got the patent number made by Bausch Lomb, which we all know who that is. So this patent was filed January 31st, 1961, and I'm thinking it's approved on March 8th, 1966. In a sun simulator system, it is desirable to provide means for varying the intensity of illumination over a relatively wide range without change in the spectral distribution of the illumination. So the simulator may be used to simulate not only sunlight but also earthlight and moonlight in order to provide sufficient illumination to simulate sunlight over a practically large area. I mean, this is some crazy stuff. So if you're wondering why people are seeing two suns, it's not Nibiru. It's probably one of these kind of inventions that they have up there trying to simulate stars. I mean, there's so much to read. I've read through a bunch of this, and it's just crazy stuff. The present invention was deployed in connection with a sun simulator system for use with an outer space environmental test chamber and is believed to be especially advantageous for such applications. It is also expected, however, that the invention will find advantageous application in other cases where similar design requirements are considered. Now this thing goes on. I mean, this is a lot of... Now, as you can see down here at the bottom, there's also Great Britain has a little bit of patents going into this. We'll go up. There's a couple schematics of this thing, but I'll leave the article for you guys to check that out because it's a lot to read. But it definitely reminds me of this thing that Russia's trying to deploy. So just other, if you guys think you're seeing Nibiru or Planet X by the sun, it could possibly be one of these artificial stars that they've been trying to create for a long time. You know, are they trying to terraform other planets? Are they trying to fry our planet? You know, who knows? But crazy information here. I thought I'd get this out. If you guys want to research more into it, that'd be awesome. But I'll leave the links for this stuff. So there you go. Artificial stars, second suns. What the heck are they up to?
They've been trying to create an artificial sun for ages with all kinds of patents. And look at this. Further, the outer structures of the solar simulator 10 of the present invention may have hexagonal peripheries as described in my prior application for facilitating stacking a number of these solar simulators parallel to one another so as to achieve a modular solar simulator comprising a plurality of units. Okay, so this is from a patent from the 60s, and it's being done with reflectors, with lasers, with mirrors, with projectors, with all these kinds of things, okay? So, and a guy, he just took a video yesterday of the sun in a hexagonal shape, coincidentally. Okay, now this, I'm going to have to copy that so I don't lose it anyway. Here it is on this solar simulator. Publication date 1967, filing date 1963. So this goes way back to even the 40s when they were trying to do it. So you have to read all this. A lot of stuff is, a lot of it is scientific terminology, which I don't understand, but you don't need to understand all of that to grasp what he's saying, because let me show you this. Okay, I checked this out a long time ago. Scientists plan to ignite a tiny man-made star. They're trying to do it all over the world, even China. It's a group effort. And do you think they're going to tell people, the common people, about it? Maybe they're spraying all the chemtrails because they've lost control of their plasma star, or however they created it and unleashed it. So I went back to look at my videos that I made before 2014, scientists to create fake sun on Earth. It's a multi-billion euro experiment to create a sun, and the machine is being built in the south of France. They even have their own currency. I've got to go back and check this out because I can't even remember putting this up. Okay, here's the New Yorker, EU. So, you know, that is why the sun doesn't look like the sun, because it's not the sun. And if they have all these articles and all these patents and intentions and plans, and so wouldn't it be a possibility? Fake sun for real? Okay, there's a united effort to create an artificial sun if it hasn't been done already. Prepare yourselves, the time is crazy. Scientists blow up before scientists blow up the place. Okay, so, you know, just be ready for anything. Because, and even look here, Kurt Spencer, one of my favorite people on YouTube, I just loved him so much. And he passed away suddenly. And fortunately, he was saved by Jesus of Nazareth. And he even had like a difficult past. But really a great guy. So that's going to happen to us too. So get ready. Thanks for watching. Let's not be dummies. I put the links below so you can look up those patents too. They're all linked, okay? You have to spend time if you want to figure it out for yourself. But that hexagonal indication is shown in a video by a guy called Big Asian Package, okay? And I'm going to put the link for his video below. God bless everyone with truth. So, you know, if Jesus is the light and then they're creating light, it's like the fake light and the real light. So go with the real light. Blessings and truth.